An old steam pond launch in poor condition. Part 1. This is a compilation video of a 41-part series that I made in 2017. The hull of this old pond launch is made of wood. The copper boiler is a homemade one, and the steam engine is a not-so-good Stuart Compound Launch type. I will bring it all back to life and fit a radio control system. This is a lovely old boat. It's possibly, I would think, around 50 years old, and the builder of this superb model is the same person who built the steam ship that I worked on a short while ago. And in common with the steam ship, the attention to detail is very good indeed. This winch, for instance, only seems to go in one direction. It doesn't need to go in one direction because it's just a dummy that sits on the deck. But its careful attention to detail on things like the winch and the rear seating, as you can see here, as well as the general build quality, which is absolutely wonderful, that sets this boat aside from others. And the builder also machined the castings and built the engine. And this steam engine is a Stuart Models twin compound launch engine. This means that the steam is used twice. First of all, it goes into a small high pressure cylinder, which then in turn exhausts into a larger cylinder, which is the low pressure cylinder. This means that the engine is more efficient and will use less steam. So the combination of a compound engine coupled to a large steam boiler should make for a very free-steaming model boat. And here's where the fun begins. It's time now to take it apart. And as you can see, most of the planking on the deck is quite loose. This will need sticking back to the plywood former. The clip currently showing illustrates how much of this deck planking is actually loose around the edge. Most of it, in fact, but with the help of modern adhesives and a bit of patience, together with spring clamps in abundance, and I do have a lot of those, I should be able to persuade the planking to firmly stick back to the deck former. I think the construction of this boat is very well thought out and, of course, as I said earlier, very well made. Just look at this component. All these pieces sit in the holes in the main deck former, and there are three of them. There's a stern part, a midships part, as well as the part that I've just shown in the bow area of the boat. And once again, by looking at the edge, most of this planking is loose. I really do have to see to this, because if any water gets underneath there, then it's going to warp very badly. I'll probably use cyanoacrylate adhesive, which should give me a permanent bond to the wood underneath. Removing the middle section is quite difficult, because there's a valve that's really in the way. A slot has been cut to accommodate this, but it's still quite tricky to remove it with the valve in the way. After removing all of the superstructure components from the boat, you can clearly see the engine and what's inside the boat. And also, of course, this boat was carved from one big lump of wood. It's not plank on frame, it's not glass fibre, and it's not metal. So it must really have taken a long time to make this boat. I'm still removing pieces from the boat. These are in the engine compartment, bits of aluminium checker plate. The engine came out of the boat sort of okay. 3 out of the 4 screws that held the engine into the boat came away okay. But this 4th screw was a real pain. It was securely wedged in the engine's base casting. So with this 4th screw in place, I very carefully levered the engine out of the boat. And thankfully there was no damage to either the engine or the boat. I'm giving the boat a clean because it is so incredibly dusty you couldn't see this component for dust. This is the water pump. It's the crankshaft-driven water pump that actually pulled water from the lake and into the boiler, or by opening what is called a bypass valve, you could let the water out into the lake again. This boiler is fixed to the mounting in the boat by using just 8 bolts. Not 4, not 3, 8. And I took these bolts out by using a spanner, and they were long bolts, and I had to remove all of these bolts, one turn at a time, multiplied by 8. But eventually the boiler was loosened from the boat and removed, and all that was left to show that the boiler had ever been in the boat was this, a methylated spirit burner connected to a tank that was very, very small. As I cleaned off the top of the methylated spirit burner, it became apparent that this was a commercial item and the tank was homemade. As I looked at the main body of this burner, it definitely reminded me of something from an early time, something in my dim and distant past. I think maybe they were used in camping stoves before they developed the gas-powered type. Maybe a viewer out there knows exactly what this is, and I would be grateful if you would enlighten me, because it's certainly a memory from my past somewhere along the line. Now that the hull of the boat is just that, a hull, it allows me to see the potential for fitting radio control and generally renovating the boat. But as soon as I turn the video camera off, the first thing I'm going to do is give the inside of this hull a thorough clean because it is filthy. Having a look at the steam engine. And here she is. This is a Stuart Models twin compound launch engine. That's a twin-cylinder engine, but the cylinders are different sizes, and the exhaust from the small cylinder empties into the larger cylinder. That's because it's a compound engine. So the steam is effectively used twice. It's quite well made. I'm having a real good look at this. There's a little bit of wear, and it needs a bit of adjustment, but it's not bad at all. It runs quite sweetly, as you'll hear in a minute. But I can't do anything with it in this state. The first thing I have to do is make a simple mounting for it. I'm just using a piece of scrap wood. I'm going to cut it to length and make two pieces, one for each side of the engine, because it's no good working on the engine with the engine sat on the bench with most of the weight on the flywheel. These crankshafts are not like a 5A, they're not very thick, they're not very strong, and they do bend quite easily. So once it's mounted on these two pieces of wood, then the flywheel will be kept clear of the bench. And before I mount the engine anywhere at all, I need to give it a good clean. It really is filthy. It's sat in the boat for many, many years, and it was probably oily to start with, so the dust is very well stuck to the metal. The good news though, because it's oily dust, the engine's not particularly rusty. Just a dry paintbrush was not good enough. In the end I used some white spirit. That removed the grime. As I get further into the build, I may even remove the black paint from the top of the cylinder, because it doesn't look very good, and it's a very visible part of this model. I will also give the steam piping another coat of white paint too. Now that the engine's looking a lot cleaner, I'm going to mount it to these two pieces of scrap wood. Mounting the engine is very simple. I just sit the engine on the piece of wood, draw around the shape of the engine's base with a pen. Then I also marked on the wood the position of the mounting holes on these lugs. After which I drilled holes 1/8 of an inch diameter into the piece of wood and screwed in a 4BA bolt. A 4BA bolt will cut its own thread quite easily in a piece of wood if it's 1/8 of an inch diameter hole. If I was mounting this engine into metal, I would have drilled the hole still with 1/8 of an inch diameter drill, then I would have used a tap to thread the metal. But as this is softwood, the 4BA bolt cuts its own thread. I don't need to tap the hole. And that's it for now. You'll see me work on the engine in due course. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.